is that there's been a strike going on between writers and actors for months and months and months, and none of us care. No one gives a damn.
Yeah.
They're like, because we're like, wait, what? You're not providing us with any really great stories. There's.
Yeah, the only thing that bothers me about the strike is I'm concerned about theaters, because there's going to be this 2 year.
Oh, they might.
Yeah, there's going to be a 2 year dry spell. I mean, you got the disease of unknown origin that came and basically trashed the theaters, and now you have essentially a bunch of a whole period where, well, instead of making 10 movies, where maybe one is extraordinary and the bunch in the middle are good and maybe a few bad ones, we're going to put every cent we got into this mega $300 million or $300 million blockbuster, and and we're just going to make one, and just shoot the dice and say, okay, well, if it goes, if it works, we'll make $1 billion. If we don't, well, we're going to lose money. And so they're at the point where all these movie franchises are kind of coming to an end right now. And I think they're using the strike as an excuse to kill a whole bunch of projects that they know are going to not make them money. So we're probably going to have a 2 year period where the theaters are going to have almost nothing to show. And that's my biggest concern.
I have a side question that has to do with theaters, actually. And that is, it was something me and my wife were talking about the other day, because we were talking about exactly this. It's like, what happens to the theaters in this situation? And I don't know what it costs to play old movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if it's not crazy, that seems to be an option, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like,
and
you can go.
They're going to if they're going to survive, they're going to have to. And I can think of a whole bunch of movies I wouldn't mind seeing on the big screen again.
That's what I'm saying. That, like, what did you miss on the big screen? Or what would you pay to see again for a decently priced ticket?
Mm-hmm.
What would you go see? Like, we were going through different films. I was like, I didn't get to see Apocalypse Now on the big screen. I think I would watch that.
Ooh, I didn't either. That would be good.
There. So could you think of a few films that you would definitely?
Sure. And I think the theaters could. I mean, maybe they'll be able to.
No. List a couple.
Oh,
list a couple.
Okay. I wouldn't mind seeing Wrath of Khan on the big screen again.
Oh my God. Okay. I saw that when I was a kid.
There's Ricardo Montalban up there.
With his chiseled abs.
I gave you no word. You simply have no choice. Beautiful stuff.
He's a boss.
Yeah, indeed. See, I would like to see Aliens, The Thing.
Oh, the original Thing. Oh man, yeah. 100%.
Let me think. Where are a couple others that would be really good from that era? I mean, would not mind seeing the extended editions of Lord of the Rings. Trying to think of any of the maybe some of the Conan stuff.
Yeah,
maybe.
I would like to see a couple of, like, the old epic biblical ones, like The Robe and stuff like that. That'd be cool. I would like to see Lawrence of Arabia.
Yes.
On the big screen.
Yes, that would look really good. Because I mean, I've only seen that on the little screen, and you can tell that they put a lot into the cinematography.
Yeah. I'd like to see Taxi Driver.
Oh yeah.
I know these are all really old films, but I was like, if they could do this, I think they might do okay. They might pull through if you could watch Back to the Future with your kid or something,
Yeah, and that would be part of it. They would probably have to aim a lot of it towards PG-13.
Yeah, the Thing would be a little bit harder to do, but
Yeah,
Lawrence
and
of
I
Arabia
like a
would
lot
be
of
in
the R
there.
stuff, but yeah, that the Lawrence of Arabia would be Bridge over the River Kwai.
Dude. Yeah. Um, The Dirty Dozen.
Yes.
Yeah, I just like there's a ton of old movies, and I don't know what it costs,
Well,
to
if they're
play
all
them, but
well, if they're smart, they will come up with some kind of system because the owners of those films clearly would like to make money. So I mean, if you can say, "Hey, we're going to put this on the big screen again," can let's make a deal. Let's make this work. But yeah, somebody's got to be thinking of the theaters to make this happen because yeah, the next 2 years are going to suck. There's just going to be nothing worth watching.
I think the chains might eat it, but your more local guys might be able to scrap through this, maybe if they're smart enough to. Well, because I think the chains have gotten so into this mode of playing the new releases
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know if they can pivot and go like, yeah, we're going to show Lawrence of Arabia, and how are they? And they wouldn't know how to sell that versus your little, like in Colorado Springs, Kimball Theater, that you can go order a beer and watch whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I hope that's actually the way it goes.
Yeah, I do too.
You might actually get my ass in the theater again. Like I don't remember the last thing I watched in the theater. Everything Everywhere All at Once is what I watched a couple years ago. And it was all right. Uh, the amount of times, though, in the last decade that I've walked out of the theater going, I should tell people about this film, has been almost zero.
Yeah.
We've been like, I should call up John. He should totally watch this.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the only thing.
most of the movies of the last 10 years are not movies you'd sit there and say, "Hey, I want to watch that again."
Yeah.
There aren't many from the last 10 years where you sit there and say, "Yeah, let's watch that again." But like my son and I end up we like watching Soylent Green, Omega
Oh,
Man,
wow.
and The Thing. He loves The Thing, and as do I. It's one of my top movies.
But it was 82
Yeah,
when that came out, or
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
yeah, he has good taste in movie. I brought him up the way where I don't know how. I guess because I grew up in that era where you had to put up with whatever special effects they threw at you because that's what it was. And so you didn't notice them. It's like, oh, okay, I know what that special effect is supposed to be telling me, how I'm supposed to be interpreting it, so I could just watch right through it. And somehow he picked that up where he could do the same thing. So he can watch something from the early 70s and go, oh, okay, that's really cool, without going, ah, ha, ha, look at the special effects.
I don't know. I think the effects from The Thing hold up.
Oh yeah, no, that one is because yeah, that's the king of practical effects. There's nothing else out there that comes even close. That was perfect.
But American Werewolf in London holds up.
Hmm.
It's still good. I watched it like not long ago,
Hmm.
and it's still a good film.
Might read.
That transformation scene in the apartment, I was just like, that still looks cool. It's still, but they also made it kind of comedy horror, so that you didn't have to take it too seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, like him getting in an argument with the undead in the back of the porno theater.
Yes, it's great.
You could take poison. You could shoot yourself.
It was so great. It was the weirdest. It did well, I guess.
Oh yeah. So, what do you think? Is the strike going to kill Hollywood and all the theaters? And more importantly, What movies would you like to see on the big screen? Any movie that's ever been shown anywhere, anytime, any location. What would you go to pay, see, and put yourself in a seat and watch on the big screen? Very interested to hear your take on that. Please smash the like button. If the YouTube algorithms brought you here and you're not a regular subscriber, please check out my titles. I get into a lot of different things. I think you'll find something you like. Consider subscribing. And of course, if you find this interesting and you think there's somebody else who will like it, share it with them. Thank you for spending time with us this evening. Hope to see you again in a future video.